anxious. So this lecture is all about how to deal with your negative emotions and how to overcome those negative emotions. But to understand what is meant by the negative emotions, first need to understand what is the emotions and where these emotions are coming from, what's the source of those emotions and how we react, and how we should just take a pause. We should observe instead of reacting. And this is all this lecture is going to be about. Okay. So before I go and explain how to get out of that negative emotions or how to handle the negative emotions, I would like to talk about what is meant by the emotions. So basically, emotions, let me have a look. Yep, bad one said, I'm stupid and I can't do the things. And good one is, I may be lucky today, I can do it. So it's all about the vibrations and the command which you're giving to your brain. For example, I'm sitting literally, and I wanted to do something. I wanted to do my homework, or I wanted to go and talk to someone. But that thought is giving me anxious feeling. I can't breathe. I can't talk properly. And all of a sudden, I'm just completely numb, right? And I wanted to go. I wanted to approach someone to talk to be my friend just to listen to me. And at the same time, I wanted to finish that homework, which is pending from last 1 week. And I'm stressed from both of the end. And that's giving me some tightness in my chest. My breathing is a little bit shallow. And I'm thinking about the worst case scenario is going to happen. So do you guys consider this is negative emotions or positive emotion? Negative. Why it's negative? Not productive. Yep, good enough. Okay, so not productive. I'm just taking notes with you as well. Not productive means what? Like we want to do something. Yes, focusing on what we can control. That's pretty good. So again, when emotions understand first the basic fundamental, emotion is a thought, literally a thought. It has nothing to do with a bad thought or good thought. It's just a thought as it is. If you are asking, stress can make us. Yep, yep. So if you're asking one student saying that, hey, I can't study today. One student might respond, that's completely fine. I may try tomorrow. But another student may start thinking that, oh shit, I can't study today. Why I'm so dumb? I can't do it. Right? Followed by all the self-criticism and then wasting the days. Not even doing other activity, just lying down on the bed and just thinking all negative, and which is manifesting in their body. So do you guys consider this as a negative emotion? And on the other hand, positive emotions is, damn, I woke up early in the morning, I went to the gym and I did everything. And I'm feeling so good now. And I can spot that feeling good in my chest. We can give this feeling is like identifying triggers, which is sensation. Yep. Yep, positive versus negative emotions. So again, revising this to our last lecture, if I become productive of my first half of the day, I woke up early in the morning, I went to the gym, I did my study, I complete my 2 exercises. I'm feeling positive now. There is no stress. And I'm feeling something light in my chest. On the other hand, next day, I decided to complete my assignment until the afternoon, but I couldn't. And I'm feeling heavy on my chest. What is the difference in these two things? Both of the situation. Yeah. Now let's take a third example. You're waiting to get into the university, your dream university. And you open the result, you open the email, you got email from the university that you have been accepted and congratulations, your dream university literally. Now again, you're feeling the exact same sensation, which could be light, which could be heavy. Some people reported that they feel heavy in their chest. Right? So what's the difference between that? I have covered this in the last topic in the lecture. What's the difference? Because we give name to it, if that makes sense. Yep. Yep. What I'm saying, is it making sense to you guys? But what define as a positive and negative is the meaning which you are giving based on the evaluation criteria, based on the reality which you have seeing it, if that makes sense. And which link to the NLP. Because what reality which you are seeing to the world, for example, doing assignment is an extremely important thing. But you stressing out and imagining all the scenario, something bad is going to happen, it's coming from that mind map. If you guys remember the mind map, it's coming from, again, the 4 parts of the brain, which was cognize, recognize, feeling, and sensation and reaction. Does it make sense? We are naturally all input to think negative, to not to die. Yeah. So you know what, Wakana, our brain, the responsibility of our brain is always keep us safe. For example, there's a little baby. If you guys have ever seen a little baby, that baby have never seen a car, never seen a horse, never seen a dog. First time, that baby's mom took him to the park, right? And the baby just playing with the mom, with the toys and everything. And something happened when giant dog started running towards him. By the way, based on that baby, he never saw the dog, But when he's looking at the dog is coming towards that baby. He's getting scared. He started crying. Why? Because his brain is trying to give him a signal, danger, 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 and you're gonna die. However, that dog came close and dog do nothing, just lick on the baby's face. But baby is still crying. Why? Because he never saw such a giant thing, unusual thing. And based on that reaction, because his brain tried to protect something is not usual, then he tried to go in flight and flight mode, like you mentioned, Vakana. That was absolutely correct. So similar to that, this positive and negative emotions, whenever we feel negative emotions, basically our brain is trying to avoid the pain. Brain is trying to avoid the risk. Brain is trying to warn us, you are in danger, like the baby is crying in the grass. But reality seems completely different. Reality is not that you're always in danger. It's all about your assumption. It's all about your past habit patterns. It's all about the belief which you have implanted in your brain based on the past experiences, if that makes sense. Now let's take another example for the next slide. It will be, so today's lecture is all about understanding the foundation, about how we experience the negative emotions, what we call as a negative emotions, and how we're going to deal with it, okay? So now, expectations, this slide's name will be expectations versus reality. Now let's say my expectations is to be a good engineer. That's my first expectations. And I will be trying to be a good engineer for that. I'm studying, I'm doing everything which is in my control, right? But now, when I try to study, I remember everything which has happened to me in the past. That's my expectations. I want to be a good engineer. That's a thought process. That's a good thought. But when I try to study, I remember I fail maths. I remember my dad got mad at me because I didn't study well. I remember all my friends are so smart and I'm not good enough. I remember why it's taking me too much time not to focus properly, why I'm daydreaming while studying. So my expectations is I want to be an engineer, but reality is I am engaged with those thoughts. Failure, fear of failure, fear of getting scolded by my dad, the insecurity of me being not good enough as compared to my friends. So where is this coming from? The second part. Again, it's coming from the 4 parts of the brain, which is cognize. When I try to study, I remember, oh, last time I studied, I understand, I cognize information, I recognize, oh, this has happened before. Last example, like during the last exam, I was trying to study, I didn't get enough marks, then my dad got mad at me, and then I got very poor grades. My dad somehow compared to me with my friends that, oh, your friends are doing great, but you can't do one simple thing which I have asked you to do. And then based on that reaction, because I don't want to go in that pain again, my brain started giving me fight or flight response, which is trying to protect me from not studying, which is trying to protect me to behave the exactly same when points come to the study. And then I started feeling pain. I wanted to be an engineer, good engineer, but this thought process is pulling me back, my negative mindset. And the source of this negative mindset is the cognize and recognize part, and the feeling is stop on the feeling. Extremely, because I'm feeling stressed. I'm remembering that, I'm recalling that memory, how my dad got mad at me, how my friends laughed at me. How did I feel when I'm not good enough of studying? Is it relatable to you guys? Is it making sense, what I'm saying? So now I want you guys to ask question, is it actually reality or is it just a memory like Ryan mentioned in the recognize section? Is it just a memory or is it actually reality which you believing in? Take a moment. The past can be repeated. Yeah, I'll be answering to that question. I think we all are compared. I think we are all compared all the time. Yeah. So let's deal with the comparison today, because comparison is being a very, the big issue over my time as well. And that has wasted my life a lot. So I'll try to can we go on next slide? And can I take a control, Ryan, if it's okay? I just wanted to, how do I take control? Is it notes, whiteboards? Yeah, whiteboards, existing whiteboard. I say you can't open whiteboard during screen to share. Okay. Yeah,
Okay, let me give you permission.
Yes, please.
Can you do it now?
Just give me a moment. No, I can't. I guess you need to stop sharing for a while. Yeah.
Okay, try now. Share a Canva document. Okay, that works.
Yep. Can you guys see?
Yep.
Okay. So we're talking about the comparison part. Okay. So in one of my student engagement program, there was like lots of students who came and they were saying, I'm very good by my own. I know how to study and everything. But when points comes to the comparison, when my parents, when my friends try to talk down on me, I feel so hesitant to study. I don't want to go on that pain again. So what I did, I divided one person on a completely separate group and 5% on a completely separate group. And by the way, this is the scientific study has happened in many institutes. So I used that study over here. So what I did, one person was here and there are like 5%. So like separate rooms. I asked them to go to separate rooms. And I gave them a task. Let me change the color. Never mind. I gave them a task. I asked them. So this is A. B, C, and D. So task was, I asked them, take 20 minutes to think about this simple task and tell me which line is bigger than all other lines. Okay, it's pretty obvious, right? What do you guys will think? Which line is bigger than all other lines? Right? But what I did, I asked this group, I will call this group as a A, and I will call this group as a D. I don't know why I'm mismatching alphabets, but that's fine. So I asked group A to lie intentionally and say line C is bigger than B. Okay, and I ask group A to present next to the other person, and I intentionally ask them to lie. So everyone from group A, when I asked them the question, hey, which one of the line is better or the bigger? Group A started saying line C is bigger. And I didn't ask them question. And when 5 people are saying line C is bigger, a guy who know the answer from group D, line B is clearly a longer. And since it was a group setting, it was like, 20 other people was watching that presentation in my student engagement. That guy from group D, he also said he changed his opinion, even though he was right. He changed his opinion just because of embarrassment. He changed his opinion just because of thinking, what if people will laugh at him? What if people will ask follow-up question? So what he did, he compared his ability, his unique ability to the other people, because other people seems right. 5 people are saying, yeah, line B is longer, sorry, line C is longer than line B. And then he choose his answer to say line C. So what we do, yeah, we will follow the majority's opinion without thinking, without not believing in ourselves, because we are the people who always try to compare other people, like, to try to fit in, even though they are wrong. And that's how we are suffering inside. That's how we feel choked up inside. And that's the source of the negative emotions, of comparing yourself with others, even understanding their journey. So what could be the 2 scenarios over here? Scenario number 1. So this guy, number D, he should have asked the question, why do you think the line C is bigger than B is clearly visual, line B is bigger. Could you guys please explain, why do you think line C is bigger than line B? But he didn't ask the question. Because every one of us is trying to suppress our emotions just because thinking what other people will think. So questioning what you believe, yeah. So questioning is what you believe, like again, it goes back to the NLP. It's the reality which you are implanting in your head based on the other people's perception or perspective, which is not necessarily true. So when you try to sit for the study, what your dad, mom, your friend, your other people are saying, talking good thing, bad thing about you, it's not a reality, it's just their perspective. Reality about you is what's your reality at this moment. And that reality is keep changing over the period of the time. So if you question yourself, what I'm believing, like Mary mentioned, past can be repeated. Past can be only repeated over the period of the time if you're believing that it's 100% going to be repeated, if that makes sense. So when next time you guys want to compare yourself, ask yourself question, what I'm comparing to. Am I comparing to their perspective? And their perspective is also not their perspective. Their perspective is coming from the book, coming from the Instagram Reels, coming from a little bit short information which they have read on the Google because of attention spam again. So think about the time of the NLP if you guys can. Remember, do you have NLP image handy? Ryan, please. I'll stop sharing over here. No, actually I can't. Yeah, I close whiteboard. If you can just get the NLP, please. Yep. So it will be easy for me to explain to the NLP. And feel free to ask any questions if you still have doubt in regards to the NLP. Yeah, so over here, right? I can't actually edit this, but that should be fine. So this is the reality. Reality was what? In this case, what was the reality? Reality was line B was bigger. But here in his mind map, he consumed the reality of line C is bigger than line B. So see the difference. And his reality he started implanting in his brain based on the sound. What sound I'm referring to? Those 5 people are saying, no, line C is bigger. And why these people believe on that? Because I asked them to just play that game, just to challenge his belief. So there are many people around you who are challenging your beliefs for some reason, and you're getting influenced by that, by the society, by the books. Now your question will be, then what to believe, what not to? I'm so confused. What to do next? Just learn to see the reality as it is without putting any emotion. Circling back to negative emotions and positive emotions. Is it clear until now? Everyone? Mary, Ryan, everyone, is it clear? Thank you, Vakana, for being so active. Yeah. So now, could I please ask you to go on slide number 4, please? Yeah. So again, here, cognize how you're going to understand the reality as it is and challenging other people's reality, challenging your own reality based on your pattern, if that makes sense. Let's say you had a fight with your friend. And every time when you had a fight with a friend, you know how that person reacts. And based on that, how you react as well. So how to have that maintain and balance relationship over here. So I'm not only talking about study, I'm talking about overall life experience, which is going to help you guys. You can use this framework of cognize, recognize, feeling, reaction, and you can use that NLP framework every aspect of your life. If you're feeling scared, anxious, negative emotions, understand, oh wait, have I ever felt this before? Recognize. When was the last time I felt that feeling? Was it chest pain? Was I feeling low? And how did I react? Did I try to please other person? Did I try to skip my studies? Did I try to procrastinate? So if you flip this reaction part over here, then it's going to be a game changer for you, if that makes sense. Life is more difficult than study. Yes, but if you practice this framework into the study and into the small part of your life, you will be a master in your life of your life. No one can manipulate you. No one can talk down on you. You will increase your self-esteem very nicely. And when there's everything is there is nothing to talk about. Like there's nothing to be scared of. But using the skills on the right amount in the right direction is very important. Otherwise, you will be just like, oh, I understand this. This is your pattern. This is your pattern. You're just telling every other person, this is your pattern. This is your pattern. But you need to understand, is it my pattern as well? What I'm talking about, and how I'm going to improve my pattern every day. How I'm going to reduce that reaction part and improve my cognized part, which is called observation. Now let's take another example. Let's say you wanted to speak English, and you can't speak English properly. Where this thing of can't speak English, bro, your English is pretty good. So where this can't feeling is coming? Did someone ask you, wait, what? What are you saying? I can't understand. Can you explain? And then you feel like, again, or maybe you're comparing, like I mentioned, like you're comparing, oh, my friend speaks so well English. People just like, giving him a compliment and I'm not doing that well enough. And you don't dare to speak up. Because when you say can't, it means it's giving you that feeling of low self-esteem. And it's very easy to spot on that feeling on your body. It could be like tight neck, low breathing, or tightness in your chest. And based on that reaction, we also call reaction, you just don't speak, if that makes sense. So everything is around this framework of the body, which is cognize, recognize, feeling, and reaction. Cognize, recognize, feeling, and reaction. So everything is this along with NLP. And if you understand this concept, it's very easy for you to just break through any barrier, if that makes sense. Literally any barrier. You take any example, any problem next to me, and I will just turn into this 4 framework, which is cognize, recognize, feeling, and reaction, linkage with NLP, if that makes sense. I was told by a teacher that I need to keep learning English forever in my life, continuous learning. Yeah, so what you have been told by your teacher was teacher's perspective. And you should, obviously, it's up to you if you want to do it. How you're taking it is your perspective as well. If teacher is telling in the good intention, again, good intention, bad intention, again, it comes from your side of story as well. For example, your friend is saying, bro, you need to learn English for the rest of your life. And the tone of voice, the tone of speech, like, bro, you actually need to learn English for your rest of life so you can get more vocabulary, you will able to connect with other people. So it's all about how we take it. Their responsibility is just to provide the information. Our responsibility is how we take it. And we should just only take it, which is good for our brain, which is good for our feeling. Yep. So I'm sorry for the background noise, guys, but is there any questions until now? Do you understand the concept of negative emotions? Where these negative emotions are coming from? Thank you, Akana, for confirming that there's no noise in the background. Any questions as of now?
I remember my example from earlier. If I can share,
Mhm.
you can tell me if this is actually NLP because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't use like the specific framework. But I realized this morning I was standing by the bus stop, and there was like a person there to the right. And normally this kind of person, I would kind of see them as maybe scary. And so what I realized was when I was when I was standing there at the bus stop, immediately I felt like this feeling in my leg just like come when I looked at the person. And I realized that maybe in the past I'd watched like movies or something, and I associated this kind of person. I don't want to say like what race they are or what sort of person they are, but I associated this kind of person as maybe like dangerous or a threat. So I realized I was not looking at the reality of the situation, which was there was a guy here who was showing no signs of aggression. Instead, I was going to my past and assuming that maybe he's dangerous. Is that an accurate use of NLP or?
Yes. So you handle the situation very well, which is cognize. Like you take a moment, you take a pause, and you understand like, oh, this is the person, and then you could able to recognize that with the movie. And every time, like you spot on the feelings as well, which is lightness on your legs, like your legs was. And then what you used to react in the past when I used to see the person.
So I would react with maybe like protecting myself, like maybe like keeping my neck down, keeping my voice safe, not showing any signs of threat directly to the person. But like what kind of said, like there are dangerous people in Melbourne, but this person I was associating as dangerous. When I looked through my my illusions and I saw this person's actually not dangerous. He's not showing any signs of danger.
Yeah.
But 100% there's going to be dangerous people on the track. But I should be able to see that danger without looking through the illusion of my past, what I saw from movies or what I saw from like people who used to bully me in school or something.
Yep. Now that's actually a very relatable example of NLP and the 4 parts of the brain as well. Let me linkage your example with other person as well. Medicine, like I think it makes me think of NLP is like egoistic. Definitely, I'm going to circle back to that. And I think Melbourne is getting more dangerous lately. You may always drive better. I do not use public transport. There are so many crimes lately. TV with a big knife. Yes, I'm 100% agree with you, Vakana, because I have witnessed one of the very dangerous experience in literally right behind my house. I live in Cotton. So it was like a Pira Pipo ice cream shop. And I was going to the Woolworth, and there was like, group of people were chasing one guy, and then they attack on that guy with a machete. So it was very scary for me of being international. It was like back in, I guess 2 years ago. And I was like, I was so shocked because I was considering Melbourne is one of the safest safest, the city, and I changed that lane. Like I didn't use that lane. However, it just took me 2 minutes to go to the Woolworths, 2 to 3 minutes to go to the Woolworth. But I used to take like a long run. But what I started doing that, I started understanding the reality is danger is everywhere. It's just like some people can get lucky, some people can't get lucky that day. So what if I'm going on that direction and there might be a danger? Or what if I'm going in the same, using the same route, which is not danger anymore, right? So what I'm doing, I'm just trying to protect myself in every aspect, which is called highly aware. If you're being highly aware, if you're active, as long as you're not engaging with anyone, that should be fine. So let's take an example. There are a group of people who are fighting and they're coming and they are like, attacking another person. I'm not saying like you should go and save and you should not save. If it's in your best ability, if someone is there, you should at least call police or save someone. But living in the fear of every day is not going to serve purpose on your life. There are people accepting the reality. There are people who are dangerous, but there are some people that are nice as well. So it's got to be balanced. It's all about the social skills, how you're going to carry yourself, how you're talking confidently, how you're walking confidently, how alert you are, how you're going to escape the route. So I still choose to go on the same path just to face my fear. I didn't change my route. I still sometimes I go to that ice cream shop as well for the PITA people and I get the ice cream. It took me a little bit time to see the reality as it is because I relate to that cognize, recognize, and feeling because it happened in the past. And every time when I used to go there, I used to think, oh, what if those guys again come and then hit someone? But then getting into deeper to that, they were like high school students and they had some issue in their school and it was like long fight back and forth. And that's why they were just like, chasing that person and they were attacking on them, right? So there are some people with serious mental health issue, not like us, like how to study. The serious mental health issue, I would like to address that because people don't want to engage, people don't want to talk. And when they don't want to talk, they don't want to engage. Again, just go back to the NLP as well because they are believing the reality in their head. They're giving importance to every single thought in their head and they're thinking this is their reality. So they completely lose the sense. And when they lose the sense, attacking on other people, aggression becomes so easy for them. So nowadays, it's all about when people are not connecting with each other and even connecting with a random person, I would highly say just take a little bit time, know that person first, and then go ahead because we don't know anyone at the moment. I'm not trying to scare everyone over here, but just take a little bit moment, right? I will answer the question of the Mary as well over here. It makes me think of NLP is like egoistic. When NLP, 100% sure, if NLP is being misused, it can be seems like a egoistic and really good observation. For example, if someone is trying to convey you something, let's say I'm talking to Mary and I said like, hey Mary, this is the glass of the water, just take it. And Mary just like, as per her reality, I guess I wouldn't use her name, sorry. I'm giving this glass of water to the Ryan, like Ryan, take this glass of water. And Ryan's like, I don't have to take this glass of water because I'm not obligated to take that glass of water. That's my reality. Because based on my reality, I have read that concept. If someone is offering you water, that's a good gesture. But based on Ryan's reality is, even though they're giving me good water, like a glass of water, it might be their benefit. And Ryan is believing on that reality, if that makes sense. And then it's getting like clash. Does it make sense? Or not really? Or is it confusing? So reason behind she's saying egoistic is like not caring about other people's opinion. Am I correct, Mary? Like, yeah. Like for example, two person are talking and one person, like let's say Ryan and I am talking and I address something to Ryan, like, Ryan, I didn't like the assignment which you did or the work which you did. And that's the reality, as it is reality, for example, based on me. But then Ryan got upset over that, the reality, what I have told him. And now when Ryan got upset, then I got like, bad sensation in my chest. I made someone upset. But then I'm sticking with my reality. Oh, that's not my responsibility if Ryan is getting upset or not. I just try to tell him the reality. And then I'm just sticking with my reality. And then some people can be narcissists, yeah. And I'm just sticking with my own reality. And I didn't go to Ryan. I didn't try to convey him. And then that's what she's referring to. Am I correct, Mary? Like I didn't care about how I behave. I didn't take accountability because I stick with my reality. And I didn't care about Ryan's opinion, right? So NLP doesn't teach us to talk down on other people. What NLP teaches us is how to handle such situations. For example, I tell Ryan, hey Ryan, the assignment which I've done, there are room of improvement. How we structure our wording is very important. This is called the basic communication skills as well. Hey Ryan, I have had a look on the assignment. I guess these are the areas of the improvement. But based on the Ryan's past, he's not getting mad at me, but he's remembering the things which people talk down on him. And he started reacting. He's saying, what do you mean? Show me your assignment, what you have done. And then it make him upset. But based on my reality, I'm saying, dude, this is the reality and I'm just being honest with you. But Ryan is saying, you don't have to be honest. I don't want to listen. And then conflict started. But based on the NLP, how we can do here, I will understand why Ryan is getting mad. What's the reason behind that? How he is cognizing the information, how he is recognizing the information, what he's feeling, and once he feel, what could be his reaction. And then based on his reaction, he's not aware because he don't have the tool of the NLP. He's not aware. He is reacting. But to me, I'm just getting calm down. I give him some space. And then once he go calm down, I just go out and I explain, okay, look, I guess the way I present it, it might not be good. But can we just both come to the common ground and try to solve this issue? Because this is my perspective, your perspective. Let's mix both of the perspective and let's solve this issue. If I'm just only considering about Ryan's opinion, it means I'm lowering down my voice. And then again, when I'm lowering down my voice, it means I'm invalidating my feelings. And then again, it comes to the negative sensation. And then I'm stuck in that loop. My responsibility is being a good communicator, not hurting other people's feelings, not creating chaos, but try to communicate and deliver the message effectively. Does that make sense, guys? Let me read the comments as well. Some people can see that they are so good or beautiful than others and behave like that. Some people live in rich area, then they think they are so rich, so they behave like a rich towards not rich, but they're not actually very rich at all. Yeah, rich, beautiful, intelligence, good in communication skills. Again, it's all comes under the comparison example which I have given to you guys. Some people get mad because they do not have clear skin. And however, the person who have a clear skin, they get mad because they don't have communication skills. The person who have a good communication skills, they get mad because they don't have a good body. And the person who have a good body, they get mad because they don't have friends. The person who have lots of friends, they said they don't have money. So this is all about the images, the reality which we are implanted by looking at others.
I can think of another example to that
Yep.
egoistic thing.
Yep.
Sometimes what we think is us being good is actually people manipulating us. Like for example, I used to have a lot of people pleasing behavior. Like for example, in 2020, there was a guy who needed my help with a subject. And so I was helping him very intensely, like to the point where we were doing online exams. And I was sacrificing some of my online exam time to help him with his exam. And I thought it was because I was being a good person or whatever. But it turns out it's just because when I help him and he says like, thank you, it makes me feel good. It's like there's a feeling inside me that feels good when I help him for some reason.
Yep.
And so I realized he was using that against me. Like I thought he was becoming my friend. So I was helping him a lot. And then when the semester ended, he completely ignored me and like went away.
Yeah, are you talking about myself? Joking.
No, some other guy.
I
don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, it does. So we do some certain things again. It's like a very deep topic. And we do some certain things to make us feel good because whatever we do in our life is we do based on what we feel. But in next session, I'm going to talk about what we feel is not a permanent as well. It's just a reaction. It's linkage with the dopamine as well. And when we don't get that feeling of feeling good, then we started chasing that feeling. Let me quickly give you, if you learn NLP, nobody can manipulate you. That's completely correct. Let me quickly give you an example. Okay. So the example will be, people who manipulate you are able to put feelings in your body that cause your react to benefit them. Exactly. Yep. So let me quickly give you an example. This might be not a relatable example, but this is the best which I can think on top of my mind, which is, if so, I will get called stubborn. So you will get called stubborn because you're not listening to them. It means you're not getting manipulated. So people will try to manipulate you if you're not listening to them, but this is your own life. And they're trying to control you. And when you refuse to get control, then they will try to manipulate harder, calling you stubborn, not understanding, do not validate the feelings. You're being so out of hand, irrational, try to talk you down based on their reality, not on your reality. Just make it very clear. Okay. So, for example, I was talking about the feeling, good feeling, bad feeling, and why we stuck into the negative loop. Let's take an example. This is very, very, very unrelatable example, but this is just which I can think on top of my mind. So let's say I was in love with someone, and then I enjoy that first phase of being with someone, like those cute chattings and then message back and forth, and then sitting on the park and everything, holding hands, walking on the street. It gives me very nice feeling, sensation, right? And that was like the first part of relationship. First 1 or 2 months went very well. And then what happened? Once we started understanding each other in detail, I started understanding the person which I love is completely different the person which they show me. And then I understand that person is not clean and very rude, do not understand, validate. And then I started losing the interest, and so does that person as well. So we both started fighting because we both wanted to feel the same sensation, which we did feel at the beginning of our relationship, which was feeling good. But like day comes and night goes, exactly like that, good feeling, good emotions arise, and then it goes down and then negative emotions arise, if that makes sense. They can totally change when it was going out sometimes 3 years. Yeah, because change is the part of the life. Negative emotion and positive emotions is just like a day and night, day and night, day and night. You can't be on the night all the time, and you can't be on the day all the time. Because to reset your body, you need a night to sleep and to get proper sunlight. You need proper sunlight to work, to socialize with the people, you need sunlight or the day. So exactly like that, we human are a mix of positive and negative emotions. So when we are in a relationship with someone, we only focus on the positive emotions, how we feel. And when there's a negative emotions, we start running from that person. And then when something goes off, then we just okay, I'll find someone else. Exactly goes with the friends, exactly goes with the exams. Okay, never mind. I'm not feeling good. I don't want to study now. Whenever I feel good, I will do this now, if that makes sense. So this is all the correlation, which we're going to discuss in the next lecture in more detail. But do you guys have any questions to me at the moment? I find hard to find a true friend after experience terrible people. They can hide for years. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, nowadays, because of the technology, people don't want to connect that much. And not just because they don't want to do it, because their own anxiety, own mental health issue, own lack of communication skills. So even though I have some people who talk a lot online, but when I meet them in person, they just don't talk at all because of their own reality, because they think their speaking skills are not good, because they think You know, I talk a lot, and or maybe anything. So they have their own reasons. Back in those days when I was growing up, I'm coming from India, completely different culture than Western. So back in those days, if I'm going to the restaurant, I'm talking to someone, and that person used to become a friend, and then we used to hang out like on weekend. In my class, whenever I used to go to the study or school, I'm sitting next to the random person, and we are just like asking name and sharing and talking very confidently. And after the lecture, we just used to go out and hang out. So that was the major thing over here I can see in the Western part. Because of the technology, because of the safety concerns, because of many things, to be honest. More technology is taking our attention because we are keeping ourselves very engaged with the social media, and no one want to initiate, basically. And this is all implanted in our brain. So that's a completely different topic, which we're going to cover in coming lectures. So next time, I'm going to talk about how this negative emotions or positive emotions which you're experiencing, which are not permanent either. So how to deal with those. So yeah, that's it for the today's session. But if you guys have any question, feel free to ask any questions to me or Mr. Penrose. So we both will be happy to answer.